What's up, guys? Going to talk a little bit about the Final Four. If you haven't watched over the weekend, I'm sure most of you have, and most of you know. Loyola Chicago, the Cinderella team, beat Kansas State to advance to the Final Four. They will face Michigan, who beat Florida State in a back and forth game. Florida State had them on the ropes for a little while and kind of let them off. I don't know if they got tired or what, but there's a lot of talk about not fouling at the end, but we'll see. Coaches make different decisions for different reasons. But Michigan will face Loyola Chicago. Michigan's the number 3 seed. Loyola Chicago is the number 11 seed, and we'll have to look into it about who is the lowest seed to ever make the Final Four. I'm wondering about James Madison, what seed they were when they made it. We'll have to see that. They were definitely one of the lower seeds to make the Final Four. Well, Cinderella team, so we'll see. Other side, you had Kansas. Kansas is facing Villanova, and what a game Kansas had against Duke last night. I don't know if any of you got to see that. I did catch the second half of it. Back and forth game. Just you hate to see it come down to some questionable calls, and there was some on both sides of the ball. But I do think the Duke guy touched the ball last and knocked the ball out of bounds. I know that's not going to be probably a popular opinion, but I'm kind of wondering about the blocking call. That keep looking at it. I see his shoulder kind of move up, Carter's shoulder move up, but I'm just wondering. At the end of a game like that, how you make that call? Maybe should be a no call. Definitely seen a lot more contact in plays before that that were not called. Excuse me. It comes down to the end and goes into overtime, and Kansas pulls away at the end. Hate to see Carter foul out like that, and be interesting to see what Duke does. I know they've got a lot of recruits coming in, and these one and dones that probably going to be leaving. And let me just say this: I am not into college basketball like I used to be. It's been a long time, and the reason being is because of these one and dones. I think, and here's my opinion, and I know everybody's not going to agree with me. That's fine, but my opinion is, if you're going to go to the pros, let them go straight out of high school if they want to. But if they commit to a college, make them go at least 3 years. It's killing college basketball. And people may say, well, what are you talking about? But it is killing college basketball. It's hard for coaches to recruit when you got one and done. And I guess some coaches do it better than others. Calipari's done a good job with it. Krzyzewski's doing a good job with the one and dones. But it really needs, if college basketball is going to survive, you really need to make it where they have to commit to like they used to back in the day when they stayed for 3 years. Duke had a really good year, nothing to be ashamed of. It'll be interesting to see how they do it next year. Let's talk about Kansas versus Villanova. Probably the teams playing the best ball in the tournament right now. Villanova definitely is the number 1 seed after Virginia gets knocked out in the first round. We have to see what Kansas can do to slow down Villanova because they're on a roll right now. But Kansas has that habit of always being able to do that to teams. Even when they have Roy Williams coaching, I think Kansas is going to pull it out. I think what it's going to come down to is Kansas advances to the finals over Villanova and Loyola Chicago. I'm going with the Cinderella team to keep going. I think they're going to go over Michigan. And this Kansas or Loyola Chicago, I think the Cinderella ends there. I think Kansas takes it, wins the national championship. But Loyola Chicago has been a great story for the NCAA. I know they're happy to be as far as they are, but they're not satisfied yet. They shouldn't be until you win the championship. But what a great story, with Sister Jean and that. And it's made me tune in a little bit more knowing what they do, because you kept saying, well, they'll lose the next round. After they won the first one, you said, well, they'll lose this round. Even Nevada, when they played Nevada, I was like, well, they'll lose this game, and they just kept right on rolling. It's been a great story. We'll come back, of course, next Monday. We'll talk about the national championship matchup, and what we've got the Final Score webpage, the tournament pool. I just want to give an update on who's in the top three. It's been like a log jam, like I said before. It's been guys like a NASCAR race. You know, you got Talladega. You got somebody sitting in dead last, and all of a sudden the next minute they're up in the lead. That's how it's been with this. But the top three right now, Josh Bird, Breland, he is in first place right now. Ashley Taylor, who was missing them all, and we couldn't figure out who that was, he's in second. Charles Bird and myself are tied for third. And I don't think I have any more points I can get with the way I picked it. So I probably won't be in the top three. But I know Josh has picked Villanova. Not sure if Ashley picked Villanova or not. He may have. I think both of them may have picked Villanova to win it. And we'll see how that goes. I think Charles had picked Virginia. So for him to be, he had to make some good picks to be in the top three right now. But guys, I appreciate everybody joining in the pool. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'd love to hear y'all's opinions on things. Remember, I've got a YouTube page now. I'll put this on YouTube, so check me out on YouTube. Subscribe if you don't mind. It's the Final Score 7399. And hopefully next year we'll have a little bit bigger tournament pool. We have 15 this year, which I think was great. But I hope we'll have more next year. Final Score, like I said, if you've got anything you'd like to see done up here, let me know. If you got any opinions up here, and we're not going to all agree, but that doesn't mean I'm not, I know we're not going to all agree. That's what makes it not so boring. And I love getting into a conversation with somebody about sports. So hit me up. Let me know what your opinion is on some of this stuff. And appreciate y'all guys again. That's the Final Score.